Have I told you guys that I hate roller coasters? Well, I do. I told you, I said it was going to be a really tough match for Arsenal. I thought we were going to win, but we couldn't do it in the end. In the last minute, this Brobbey guy goes on and he scores a goal. It was a clean goal, honestly. Gabriel just couldn't handle his physicality. The guy is big and he's strong. And yeah, it was just too much in the end. 2-2 draw, but we could have won it. It was this close at the end. But all credit to Sunderland. All credit to Sunderland for the kind of performance they put out. They actually did me a huge, huge favor because my arrogance was going out of this world. I was getting so arrogant. I thought Arsenal were a team that could basically survive any adversity, survive it and come out triumph at the end. I mean, you'd think I'd been an Arsenal fan for 20 minutes. It's only been 25, 30 years, isn't it? Well, one of these days I'm going to learn not to be too excited about anything. It ended up being 2 dropped points, crucial drop points this early in the season, maybe not, but at the end of the day, it was very disappointing because what time did he score, this guy? Yeah, 4 minutes into added on time is when he scored that goal. And yeah, it could have been 2-1, but then it would have given us a false sense of accomplishment. So this was actually, in the grand scheme of things, this early in the season, it is a lesson we needed to learn. Arsenal needed this shock to remind us about the kind of adversity we are going to be facing in the coming games. We are now going into the break, the international break. We need this breather. It would have been good to go into it on a win, but it's not the worst thing in the world. We've dropped 2 points. We've gained 1. We are still top of the league. Manchester City and Liverpool, one of them will have to lose, but we need them to draw really to keep them at bay. These 2 sides are monsters. You do not want them catching up. You don't want them 4 points behind. You want them in the rear view mirror like dust. Honestly, that is just the way it is. So let's have a quick look at how I think. I'm not going to be too nitpicky about certain players and stuff. I'm just going to be, I think everyone did the best they could. There were a lot of weaknesses, especially in midfield. Let me go. Raya had a terrible game in terms of, I think you can tell this guy is just not used to that kind of pressure. We were under pressure. We were under so much pressure this afternoon. And yeah, he did okay, but he had a great double save earlier on. We could have gone down or something there. A great double save, but then the last goal, he could have done better. He came out and did not win that. He should have stayed on the line. I think if he had stayed on the line, he would have had a better chance of saving it. He really interfered for no reason, mistimed his movement, panicked. I heard someone say Arsenal were cowardly. I think we lacked bravery for sure. We lacked bravery, and then just having that one change was really weird. We should have had more changes and be more aggressive, more attacking. I don't think the balance, like every team we play is going to be different. So maybe the balance wasn't completely correct and maybe we were too conservative, but bygones and all that, right? So Calafiori, how did I think he did? I don't think this was the best game for Calafiori. The physicality, the aggression and stuff, I think he needs teams that are a little more defensive. These guys were just insanely powerful. Ballard was just everywhere. I mean, he scored that first goal. Xhaka, my God. Honestly, I've told you guys, we lost a gem in Granit Xhaka, didn't we? But we knew it. Most of us knew it. There's something, leadership, sometimes you fail. There are sometimes where you come out, but you correct things, and you did, but we lost a leader. We needed a leader in that midfield. Who was our captain today? We needed some real midfield marshalling. Sorry, I keep looking up because Chelsea is playing and Caicedo just had a yellow card given to him. So, sorry. Right. So, Gabriel, Saliba, they were eaten alive by this Burberry guy when he came on later. Isidore tried, he caught Gabriel off a couple of times. Julian Timber was trying a lot of forward movements, but he was not as successful as before, especially on that wing. Eze, I think, had a poorish game. The position he's playing is probably not a great fit for him. The way Arsenal play, there are different expectations when you play for Arsenal and for Palace, and the way people come out when you're an Arsenal player, and the way they defend is probably going to take him a lot more time. So I think you'll have more success with bigger teams. If you go and play like a Chelsea, a Man City, a Liverpool, especially in Europe, they probably won't focus on making sure you don't succeed as much as a team like Sunderland, who have just come out from the championship and are doing wonders. Really proud of them, I can't lie. Declan Rice ran his legs into the ground, but he just couldn't do it. It was too much to ask. The set pieces did not work today. We didn't have the right combination talisman. And yeah, man, you've got this lineup at the back of these huge monsters at Sunderland. Those set pieces were not working, were they? They didn't work very well. We didn't cause much havoc. They were heading the ball away. We had less corners as well. Their strategy was amazing. I need to rewatch this match to make sure what I was seeing was not a dream. Zubimendi, now, this is the guy I was thinking of when I said there were positives and negatives. Positive, I think offensively, he offered pretty decent options. Defensively, he let Rice down. That defensive midfield holding thing is not for him in a match like this. This is not a general all the time thing. I have said before that when Rice is playing with Zubimendi, he has to give up so much of his creativity going forward because he needs to protect the back. Because Zubimendi can't do that. He can't do that. The guy can go forward. We meet Thomas Partey in there. I think would have had a better chance. But defensively, if you're playing a defensive game, if you're playing a game, him and Odegaard in that midfield would have been great, like bouncing off each other. But we don't have anyone to create. And it's really tiny, isn't he? And he's not exactly Odegaard. He's your Mesut Ozil. So yeah, for me, it was sort of like a 50-50 performance. Sam forward, and he had so many shots on target. They let him do what he wanted. He really had a lot of opportunities, but he didn't convert them. He's not been brought in to convert those chances. But yeah, he had opportunities. Defensively, could not offer much. He was playing against some humongous guys in the back, and it wasn't just, the game for him, in my opinion. Merino was terrible. The kind of game, the way, the way the game was going, for him to be successful, Merino, you need like those crosses coming in. I don't think I remember a cross coming in high. I don't think I remember a cross. There were some passes, Saka was trying to pass them in, but no crosses tonight. They really shut the crosses down. That avenue on the side, there were no crosses coming in. Trossard tried, they really blocked everything Trossard tried to do, except that screamer of a goal. You should have seen me. I was jumping. I was like, ooh, decorum. But I was jumping when that second goal went in for Arsenal. I thought we have done it. Trossard, you beauty. He was really unsuccessful in a lot of things, and I thought he was a bit hesitant to just go for it. But then the guy is so disciplined. He timed that perfectly. Beautiful, beautiful shot back of the net. And yeah. But it wasn't meant to be, was it? So Saka had a half-decent game, but as well, he had the same problems everyone else had a problem with in this team, because Sunderland were just way too good. And we were second best for a long time in the match. We just could not overcome their talents, their will. They had so much internal will not to lose this match. They wanted to win it. I mean, at the end, they celebrated, but honestly, they'll go home to bed really happy tonight, because those guys, João Pedro, got alert. João Pedro with a goal, 2-0 Chelsea. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. they'll go to bed very happy because they put out a team that really, really neutralized everything Arsenal have done to everyone else. I don't think there are many teams in the league that are able to do that, to what they did tonight to Arsenal, and they won't be able to do that. They won't be able to shut us down. Not every team is going to be able to do that. So I am pretty comfortable that Arsenal are still on track to go and win that Premier League. We still can do it because we've got everything. We've got some injury problems, but even tonight's game, the injury problems were not as evident. So I'm not worried. We didn't lose. We drew. We conceded 2 goals. Not the worst thing in the world. That's 5 goals conceded. Not bad. We conceded 26, I think, last season. So, yeah, I'm not worried. We're still going to go on another goalless run, no goal conceded run pretty soon. But we definitely need to get a right balance, be more mindful about the teams we play against, certain teams, maybe be more intelligent, I think, with the setup. But I wasn't unhappy with how we set out today. But I still have question marks over. Zubimendi might be the most talented guy in the world as far as certain Arsenal fans are concerned. But come on, you have to be effective. He's not really like as a holding midfielder. If he was further up on the pitch, I would agree. I reckon Nogard would have been a better option there. It would have given us a bit more security, less creativity, but a lot more security, in my opinion. But yeah, 2-2, Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2. Do not forget to like and subscribe and comment. But I was right. It was going to be a tough match, and it was. I said it was going to be tough, and it was really tough on the boys. They are very disappointed. They should be. I am disappointed, but I'll be over it by tomorrow because you know what? Reality check. Let's see what Liverpool and Manchester City do to each other tomorrow. Right? I'll catch you guys very soon, and good night. Bye-bye.